They lurk in the shadows, watching, waiting. With 8 legs, multiple eyes, and a painful bite, these silent assassins are not the monsters of fiction. They are very, very real.
Within 5 minutes, he was down on the floor, screaming in pain.
From the sprawling jungles of India to the vast deserts of Australia and even the hidden crevices of your backyard, you don't want to be caught off guard when coming face to face with one of these creepy crawlers. Each spider will fall into one of the following categories: 8-legged anxiety, a web of pain, the kiss of death, and finally, an itsy-bitsy nightmare. Which spider is known for eating its lover? What spider's bite has led to amputations? And what species has the highest human kill count?
Can we panic now?
To get through this episode, you'll need to channel your inner Harry and Ron and get ready for shadow stalkers, paralyzing venom, and creatures that prove nature's smallest predators are often the most terrifying. Spiders have existed for at least 400 million years, even predating dinosaurs. They are still perceived by many as the aliens of Earth. From their freakish anatomy to their ability to spin silk, spiders are rarely greeted with a warm welcome when stumbled upon. Our first spider blends in easily, is shy, and also downright terrifying: the Brown Recluse spider. Starting strong with the Brown Recluse, stealthy, silent, and way too comfortable hiding in your home. It's the last thing you want to find curled up in a shoe or tucked into your laundry pile, but in the American South and Midwest, it's a common nightmare. These spiders aren't flashy, no bright colors or sprawling webs strung across your porch. Just a plain brown body with a violin-shaped mark on its back and a serious case of social anxiety. True to its name, the recluse shies away from trouble, hanging out in basements, attics, and closets. But mess with one, say while pulling on a forgotten shirt, and you're in for a world of pain.
Ooh, ouch.
At first, you might not even notice the bite. Over the next few hours though, the venom can cause your skin to blister, break down, and even rot away. Some bites leave you dealing with trips to the ER. Systemic symptoms like fever and chills are also on the table. Still, it's not all doom and gloom. Fatalities are basically unheard of, and most bites resolve with basic care. Remember, this spider isn't one to underestimate. The Brown Recluse is quiet, but its bite speaks volumes. So we're sticking them firmly in the web of pain. I thought there was one on me. Next, meet the Sydney funnel web.
If I slip a finger too close for just a split second, bang, he'll bite.
It's every Aussie's worst fear. Shiny, black, and armed with fangs that can pierce through fingernails. Native to eastern Australia, it haunts suburbs and gullies, weaving silk-lined burrows under logs and rocks. When prey triggers its silken trapwires, this spider lunges and drags its victims into the shadows for a venomous feast. Males are the real troublemakers. During hot, humid nights, they wander from burrow to burrow in search of mates, sometimes falling into backyard pools or creeping into houses, and yes, shoes. Funnel webs don't mess around. When threatened, they rear up to reveal massive fangs and strike with deadly precision. Their venom contains a powerful neurotoxin that targets the human nervous system. If you ever find yourself in a brawl with one of these beasts, you might think, that's it, I'm a goner. But luckily, since the creation of an anti-venom in 1981, there haven't been any fatalities. Unfortunately, this came too late for the first 13 victims, which puts this spider at the top of the human kill count list. Either way, a bite means urgent first aid. Wrap the limb, keep it still, and get to a hospital. Fast. This venomous legend down under belongs in our S tier. And by S, we mean scary AF. That's why we're putting them in the itsy bitsy nightmare category. It's tied with one other spider. Can you guess which one? We'll reveal it at the end of the episode, so stick around. Speaking of sticking around, we're trying to get to 2 million subs, and we're nearly there. If you're loving the show, your support goes a long way. Be sure to like and subscribe for more amazing survival content, and help us keep the lights on in our bunker. The Indian ornamental tarantula. Now we're heading down to the dense forests of India, where something fast, fierce, and freakishly beautiful lurks high in the trees. The Indian ornamental tarantula isn't your average ground-dwelling garden spider. No, this one's a tree-dwelling terror, cloaked in stunning black and white patterns that are more New York Fashion Week than Forest Floor. But don't let the looks fool you. This spider is shockingly aggressive and comes equipped with venom that'll wreck your day. We're talking severe pain, a raging fever, and a horrifying burning sensation. And here's the kicker, it doesn't need to bite to scare you. The sheer speed at which it can launch itself across a room is nightmare fuel on its own. This is the Exorcist on steroids. No deaths have been reported as a result of this tarantula bite, but the huge fangs produce nasty puncture wounds, which can lead to nasty bacterial infections if not treated immediately. It might be big, but it's not quite as dangerous as its competitors, which puts this creeper in the 8-legged anxiety category. The Black Widow Spider. The superhero Black Widow is named after this ferocious arachnid for a reason. They're one of the most infamous spiders to ever walk this earth. You'll usually find them in North American basements, garages, and wood piles. The Black Widow is as iconic as it is notorious. With its jet black body and blood red hourglass, it's not just a spider, it's a warning sign. Luckily, they'll only bite you if they're disturbed, and if they do, prepare for venom so potent that it hijacks your nervous system. Yeesh, this sounds like something out of an episode of Black Mirror. At first, you won't feel much. Within an hour, you can expect crippling cramps, chest pain, and the feeling of numbness in your legs. The venom can also mess with your breathing, leaving you gasping for air. And while fatalities are rare thanks to anti-venom, the Black Widow still earns its notoriety as deadly, elegant, and cold-blooded. Oh, and let's not forget the post-mating snack. Males? They mate once, then become the female's dinner. For all the above, she's taking her rightful place in the kiss of death. Now, onto the Black Widow's close cousin, the Redback Spider. From the dusty corners of Aussie sheds, the Redback Spider is a danger armed with silk. This sleek black arachnid wears its signature blood red racing stripe like a warning sign. These spiders lurk everywhere, including outdoor toilets. Yep, you heard that right. So next time you're camping in the outback and you need to go, make sure to look down first. Geez, first snakes, now spiders? What's next? Once a redback strikes, pure nerve-frying chaos ensues. Intense muscle cramps, crippling nausea, and profuse sweating are all hallmarks of a venom that messes directly with your nervous system, especially from the bite of a female. Sound familiar? And now onto the redback's love life. The male sacrifices himself during mating. Brutal! These spiders rarely leave their webs, but disturb one unknowingly and you're in for a painful ride. Anti-venom has prevented fatalities since its development, but make no mistake, the redback is not one to mess with. They're stealthy, seductive, and seriously deadly. That's why this venomous vixen spins its way straight into a web of pain. Our next spider has 2 fewer eyes than usual, but more than enough venom to make you watch where you step. The 6-eyed sand spider. If you thought the sandworms from Dune were scary, just wait until you see what creatures really lurk deep under the desert sands. We're heading to the bone-dry dunes of Namibia and South Africa. Hidden beneath a thin layer of sand waits a ghost with fangs, the 6-eyed sand spider. Nearly invisible, completely still, and built for ambush, this master of camouflage is a distant, deadlier cousin of the Brown Recluse. Disturb the wrong patch of sand, and this cryptic crawler springs to life, sinking its fangs into flesh with venom that eats you alive. Literally. The 6-eyed sand spider doesn't just kill, it dissolves. Let me explain. Its venom is packed with dermonecrotic enzymes. We're talking massive tissue death, wounds that won't heal, and in one suspected case, an entire arm lost. And the worst part? We've barely scratched the surface. With limited research available on it, the sand spider remains one of the most medically mysterious spiders on the planet. But what little we do know is terrifying. This desert dweller may not be aggressive, but with its ghost-like presence and flesh-melting venom, the 6-eyed sand spider is the ultimate example of terror in camouflage, earning its rank as a true kiss of death. The Chinese bird spider. A new terror emerges from the jungles of southern China, and it's not one you and many birds will see coming. Say hello to the Chinese bird spider, also known as the Chinese earth tiger, due to its sheer size and hairy striped appearance. This tarantula is one of the largest in Asia, making it a true beast. With females stretching up to a massive 85 millimeters, you're gonna wanna keep some distance if your paths ever cross. And if the size doesn't intimidate you, its venom will. It's laced with potent neurotoxins. This spider's venom targets ion channels in your nervous system, shutting down signals between your brain and body. That means muscle paralysis, loss of control, and hours of agony. Aggressive when provoked and lightning fast, this spider doesn't give second chances. It's lethal, lurking, and loaded with venomous potential, making it a clear member of the 8-legged anxiety category. Our next arachnid is the red-headed mouse spider. Bold, bulky, and weirdly misunderstood. When scientists discovered it, they thought the male and female were entirely different species. Why? The female is a giant black tank of a spider, while the male looks like he's been dipped in red paint. Only after finding a mating pair did researchers realize, plot twist, they were the same species. These ground-dwelling demons build deep, silk-lined burrows along Australia's riverbanks, creeks, and suburban gardens. Most of the time, the females keep to themselves, but the males, they're daytime wanderers, and they emerge in late summer searching for trouble. These creatures are hunters, not gatherers, and they hunt with vengeance. Despite their cuddly name, they pack venom, and while serious bites are pretty rare, doctors treat every victim with a red alert because the bites look so similar to that of the Sydney funnel web. The good news?
Good news?
Funnel web antivenom works on red-headed mouse spider bites, meaning that if you've gotten bitten, it's likely that you'll be okay. So why mouse spider? Some say they live in mouse holes. Others claim they eat mice. Either way, this chunky little hunter is anything but cute. With its potent venom and proximity to the Sydney funnel web, the red-headed mouse spider lands squarely in the web of pain. The Chilean recluse spider. You won't hear it, you won't see it coming, and by the time you feel the bite, it may already be too late. The Chilean recluse spider doesn't charge, doesn't chase, it simply waits. Tucked away in drawers, coat sleeves, behind furniture, or deep inside that box you haven't opened in years. Native to South America, but now scattered across North America and Canada, it's a master of the stowaway game. Its soft brown coloring and slender frame disguise it as unremarkable until you spot the telltale violin marking on its back, just like our friend the Brown Recluse. I use the term friend lightly. Unlike most house spiders, the Chilean recluse comes armed with one of the most potent necrotic venoms known in the arachnid world. From painful ulcers to kidney failure and even death, its venom is a toxic cocktail of horror. If you do get bitten, make sure you seek anti-venom treatment within 12 hours of the incident. Otherwise, it could be too late. Quiet, reserved, and extremely toxic, the Chilean recluse spider doesn't need to be aggressive to be lethal. It's patient, and it's earned a rightful spot in Kiss of Death. The Brazilian wandering spider. Finally, we close the list with a spider that doesn't wait for you to come to it. It comes to you. Meet the Brazilian wandering spider. Native to South and Central America, especially Brazil, these spiders have ditched the web life in favor of the hunt. At night, they roam the forest floor, banana trees, hence the nickname banana spider, urban homes, clothes, and beds. They're aggressive, easily provoked, and not shy about standing their ground. With thick, hairy legs stretching up to 7 inches and a defensive posture that screams, "Back off," the Brazilian wandering spider is not messing around. Its venom is one of the most powerful neurotoxins on the planet. A single bite can cause extreme pain, muscle spasms, vomiting, and paralysis. Oh, and death. In one case, a 7-year-old bitten on the ear suffered seizures and full-body paralysis. The child was dead within 17 hours. In another unsolved case, Brazilian singer Darlin Moraes fell ill after being bitten on his face. He died shortly after being hospitalized. Now, it's unclear whether or not this was the doing of a Brazilian wandering spider, but the consensus is that was the case. A compound in its venom even causes hours-long painful erections in human males, leading to its consideration in experimental erectile dysfunction drugs. Despite this bizarre side effect, it's no joke. Fortunately, antivenom has reduced the death toll in recent years. But there's a reason the Brazilian wandering spider tops danger lists worldwide. It's fast, it's toxic, and it's the perfect finale to our countdown. An undeniable, itsy bitsy nightmare. So, I think it's pretty easy to understand why people have arachnophobia. Wow, I feel validated, you know? While not all spider species are harmful, when you cross paths with a venomous one, they sure do pack a punch. But we hope that this episode has taught you some valuable survival lessons. And if you think spiders are scary, imagine having a massive python wrap its scaly body around your neck and squeezing hard. We'll be covering that and more in our next episode. And as always, if you're looking to stay alive, keep watching How to Survive.